The notification email trigger type notifies the recipient when something has occurred, such as when a user submits a request to attend an ILT session that requires approval, when an approver makes a training decision, or when a training has been assigned. Let's examine the Request ILT Session email trigger. Like all system-generated emails, you first provide general information, like a title and an email, where responses should be directed. Recipients will not see the title. Recipients will see the information you put in the From address and the Reply address. Next, you'll select who the email should go to. Although you can choose to send your email to a specific user, we recommend sending it to a user who matches one of the roles defined in the dropdown. If you do choose to send to or CC an individual user, they'll get a copy of every email that is sent by this trigger. As a best practice, send the email to Next Approver if pending, since this email is to notify an approver that training needs to be approved before a learner is able to request the session. Configuring the email this way will result in the email only firing if approval is indeed required. If you set it to go to the user's manager, it will always fire, whether approval is required or not. The next option is availability. It's generally a best practice to not set availability and create one email for the entire organization. If you start setting availability, you're committing to creating individual emails for each OU. If you're part of a global organization, you may want to use the location OU to ensure that each location is receiving emails only in their respective language. For example, ABC Company has locations in Paris and New York. If an administrator wants their Paris users to only receive French emails, they would set the email language to French, leave the Include users not using this language checkbox unchecked, set availability to the location of France and its subordinates, and configure the email in French. Setting availability would also prevent users in New York from receiving this French email. Next, users will see the information you enter in the subject line and message body of the email. You can use tags to automatically substitute specific information, like the user or training name. Click the widget to see a list and explanation of each available tag, and then type them in exactly as displayed, including brackets, characters, and capitalization. You can format your email using the design tools or through HTML, and insert images, hyperlinks, tables, and more. Except for tags, the preview feature lets you view the email with all formatted text and objects as the recipient will see it. Once all fields have been completed, click Save. An important thing to note is that email notifications are triggered at the time the associated action is performed in the system. It is possible that you may see varying processing times due to a large volume of emails in the processing queue or delays within your internal email servers. To verify which recipients have been sent certain email notifications, you can use the Excel icon within the email management screen to export a log that contains details for each time the email was triggered within the past 30 days. Email triggers that relate to the creation, modification, and cancellation of session parts are integrated with Outlook and Google Calendar meeting invitations and attachments. Using this feature can help users manage their training sessions directly in their company's email and calendar tools. For example, when a user is registered for an ILT session, the ILT register email invite can display directly on the user's Google or Outlook calendar, automatically blocking their calendar as busy and also managing updates to the session. If your organization uses Outlook, you can also allow users to add a reminder notification to their calendar.